Welcome back to the Hawmie podcast. Today we are with the one and only Jazmine Lucero, my lovely cousin. What's up? How you doing?
Just kidding.
I didn't know sound
Cheers.
effects.
I know.
How you doing though? What's up?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining me.
I'm so
Thanks
proud of him.
Hell yeah. This
Big
is my
fan.
day one right here.
Yes.
So, we're like blood. We're family. So it runs
Can you
deep
tell?
here.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for sure. No, they probably can. They
I
probably
know.
can. I mean, they can from the names. Let's start with that. J's, like
All J's.
all of our family has J's.
Minus Alyssa.
Yeah,
Damn.
minus Alyssa.
Poor Liz.
Come
But
on,
she's
Liz.
okay, man. She loves it, embraces it.
Yeah,
But we all got J's.
yeah. So all of us have J's except Alyssa. But I mean, even to the point where, like my daughter,
baby
like,
J.
Yeah, like
And
that's wild.
Jameson. The baby J's.
And Jameson, yeah. So it's our family is like super creative, super like loving, and I feel like that comes from grandma, like Grandma Merle and
For
everything.
sure, yeah.
'cause-
And our dads, I feel like, all the brothers, I feel like our family is very passionate. So when we find our, like, passion and our dream, like, we'll fucking go for it.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
For
Can
sure.
we cuss on here?
Of course. Sorry, I just had to make sure the sound's running. I am not gonna go through this podcast and then not have this.
And then later you're like,
yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
No, but I just want to say something.
Yeah. So,
I'm very proud of you.
hell yeah.
This fool is good at what he does. He's an incredible videographer, photographer, and
yeah.
just an entrepreneur overall. And
Oh, yeah.
this whole podcast situation, when he started it, I was like, heck yeah, #1 fan. I've been watching all the episodes.
Hell
Make
yeah.
sure you spread the word because he needs all the love.
Hell yeah.
And you kill it. Your voice, I've told him this. His voice is perfect for podcasts. And
Hey, hell
just
yeah.
the chill vibes. We were just talking about that.
Dude, my voice is funny. It's like, I feel like it's a personal thing. Like, each person, like, when I hear my voice back, I'm like, cringe. Like,
Same.
It's hard. It's hard for me to listen to my voice back. Like, I can't watch, like, the full podcast that I do. Because when I'm editing,
Yeah.
I'll just make sure the sound is right and I get the edit done. But I can't just sit and listen to myself. It's weird. It's
I know what
something
you mean. It's the same. I feel like it's like that for everybody, though. You're not
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, for sure. But it's tight. It's tight. Talk to me about your upbringing and like your dance and like how long have you been doing dance and what's
Everything.
that? Yeah, what's that like been for you?
So pretty much since we were kids, our upbringing has been actually it hasn't been bad at all. Like, obviously, certain situations, like in my case, my parents weren't ever together, so that sucked. J-Bone was fortunate,
Yeah, for sure. My
and-
parents were always together.
yeah,
They're still together.
and
to
they're
this
still
day.
together till this day. And low-key, his parents were like parents to me, so
For sure.
that's very special. And our family's like that, so
For
that's
sure.
why I say that part of it was unfortunate, but like it was like I still feel blessed and I had a really good upbringing because we have a really tight family.
Mhm.
And that's on both sides. You know, that was the good thing. I had a good family on both sides.
For
And
sure.
siblings, come on. Siblings were great. My cousins, we are all very close in age, so we had each other to grow up with.
For sure.
Would you agree?
For sure.
And then
Love that.
grandma,
When I was a kid,
she always took care of all of us. So,
grandma's like our second mom.
yeah,
Like,
literally.
I'm
And-
blessed because I have two of those. You
Right.
feel me?
Same.
Like,
And they're both here, so we're both, that's similar.
I feel like that's a big reason why I, respect my elders and everything is because,
Yeah.
like, my grandparents, like, I mean, obviously, one of our grandpas hasn't been here our entire life.
Right.
So,
But we
our-
were fortunate and have Denny.
yeah, so we had someone, you know what I'm saying? But we always had that story, like,
Mhm.
that grandpa was never here. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So, like, that shaped a lot of our life, you know,
Yeah.
like, or parts of it, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, respecting our grandparents, respecting our elders, like,
Yeah.
it's like,
sure.
dude, it's like my grandmas are like my best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they hold so much wisdom, and we all
It's
should
crazy.
look toward older people that way.
And some people don't have that, you know? So I think about that sometimes, and it's crazy. We're very fortunate because we do have our grandparents here still with us, which is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
But
it's a blessing.
So the upbringing was great in that sense, and we had great times, I would say. I miss it all the time because now we're adulting and life gets crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
But we all did our thing. So like J-Bone played sports and everything, and I did sports, but my passion was being artsy.
What sports did you play though? Tell him what sports
you played. I did basketball.
Yeah.
And I'd always get fouled on all the time because, I didn't know the term, like the technical parts of it. I just threw myself into it. And then soccer. Who, what, why, I don't know. But hey, you know what? I was athletic as fuck.
You were, dude, and you were good. I remember pulling up to one of your games and just being like, damn, Jazz is playing basketball.
And I liked it. I loved sports. Low-key, I still love sports. Not even low-key, high-key. I still love it. And I can watch football all day long. I could watch soccer. I could watch sports. But I think I was around it a lot, too. So that helps. And my dad is very athletic and played football and everything. So I just have, like, that in me, to be physical.
You got all
of it, like the both sides. Yeah. So I was like pretty blessed in that way, and I fell in love with dancing. I started dancing, I believe it was around 6 or 7 years old, and till this day I dance and I teach it now, so that's pretty cool. And then singing, I've always been around singers my whole life. My other side of my family, on my mom's side, they all sing and they're very musically inclined, so that came from that side, I will say. I feel like this side, who sing? Does people sing? I don't remember.
Mean, the thing
I know
is,
I know they like music.
Your dad made music though.
Low key, yeah.
I feel like we forget about that.
We do. I forgot for a second right now.
Uncle Joe and your dad got down.
They're
with music.
Incredible writers and rappers, and they. Actually, yes, you're right.
Because we have it in our blood.
Yeah.
All that.
So
the music. You have it on both sides.
Yeah, so. For sure. And that plays a big role in everything.
For sure. Because, look, like, I grew up listening. I remember listening to their songs.
Yeah.
And, like, I had...
Plus, you like music and you appreciate it.
Yeah. And that stems from them.
Mm-hmm.
That stems from, like, seeing my uncle with, like, an MPC in the house and then his computer. And then, like, later on in life, then you start hearing their music and, like... I used to bump their music. I used to bump.
I still want to listen to it, but then we can't access it nowadays.
Yeah, we would just need to find it. There's a way.
There has to be a way. MySpace days.
But, like, the thing with that is, like, they did that, and they were so good at it, but they didn't have social media.
No. I think the first source of social media they did have was the MySpace stuff.
And it wasn't... MySpace,
I said the MySpace.
Yeah, and, like, but, like, all of, everyone, like, the culture wasn't there yet of, like, having different social media platforms, too. So it was only MySpace.
Right.
So it was pretty, like, it was a small chance of them making a living out of that.
Yeah.
And, like...
And they got pretty close. I don't even know if you know all the stories.
Tell me more.
They were really close. I think that I know of... There was an offer at one point for them to have, like, a show or be something on MTV.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what John was telling me. And it was just a big contract or something, and my dad got a little nervous about it, so he didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's one thing I've learned from my dad, and I will say I'm grateful for it. But I feel like my dad really wanted to pursue a few avenues of dreams that he had, and he never took that chance because he was afraid. And so now as an older, he's not old, but like an older adult, more mature, he's just like, I think he regrets that. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him because that sucks,
Yeah, for sure.
So,
you gotta continue the legacy now.
So that pushes me and inspires me to not do the same thing, and kind of go for it more and take the chance. And like, even if it's scary, like we were just talking about before this podcast started.
Yeah.
I'm going through a lot of shit right now, and I'm going to take the opportunity. You know what I
mean? Yeah, sometimes that's the only way it's going to happen.
And I teach little kids, so you know what? Like, I literally install that in them, and I try to, or install, is that the word? Instill in them.
Install's cool too, that works too.
we're creating our own words here. And just help them, like, follow their dreams and not give up and just go for it.
That's tight. Yeah, dancing. She gets down. She gets down.
Thank
like
you.
people gotta recognize. Like, put some respect on that. Like
Thank you.
definitely, that's the reason why you're a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So.
For sure.
But and then like talk to me about like what high school did you go to?
So pretty funny. But we're down the street from high school.
Right?
Did you know that?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I was like, I'm pretty sure she went to Mayfair.
Yeah, Mayfair High School in Bellflower, California. Shout out. Hey, that's where I came from. But it's really cool because that school actually is very small. So it was middle school and high school. So I actually went there 7th grade till I was graduating high school.
Oh.
So it was really small and like you just kind of knew everybody. I mean, I guess that could be good or bad, right?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It was cool. I loved it. I had a good high school. A lot of people don't like high school or they didn't like their high school experience, but I will say I had a great high school experience.
That's tight.
I think it's a lot of what you make it to sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so if any of you are still in high school, take advantage. Like, you're young still. Like,
yeah.
I understand you feel like you're older now because you're in high school, you're out of middle school.
Right, it does feel that way when you're
still,
in it.
Yeah, it feels that way, but let me tell you, once you get to the real
So
world, it's
much,
way different.
Yeah, so much to learn. It's crazy. Like
enjoy
that,
it.
and then you think about it and you're like, dang, I just wish I could go back to high school because that was the easiest time of my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, if they only know what's to come.
Yeah, for sure. So enjoy it.
Yeah,
enjoy it. Have fun. Like, don't take things too serious. Like, you're young. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
Like, obviously, everyone's situation is different. Like, some people got to become an adult in high school. There's some kids are taking care of their younger, siblings in high school. Yeah. So it's like, I got all respect for those people. Like, they're already adulting,
that's crazy.
In high school years.
There's even, a lot of people that have kids in high school. My mom and dad had me right out of high school, but almost same thing. But some people have kids in high school, and that's hard. I can only imagine.
For sure. You're a baby still.
But
how was cheerleading?
Okay, so cheer, I mean, for Mayfair, like, there wasn't a dance team there, or I think I would have did that. But cheer was really cool. It taught me a lot too, like, and just being involved is really good for you, and I would say I'd recommend it because you learn a lot of teamwork, you grow relationships with people, you are able to be more outgoing, and like it just shows you responsibility. Like, I always tell my kids that if you can be involved as much as you can, do it, because it helps. And it helps you when you're like going applying for colleges, or when you're in your future, like at jobs, having that hospitality and communication skills and all of the above, I think.
Yeah, because that's what it taught you.
Yeah. And it keeps you out of trouble. I feel like I was so damn busy in high school. I think that's another reason it was a good experience for me, because I literally had no time to get into like trouble, and take that trouble statement for what you want, but like, because we're still kids, we do things. But it was just good. I liked it, and it was fun, and it was different. I didn't think I'd even make the team, because I'm like, cheer, I don't do that. I'm not a cheerleader.
Yeah, but of course you're but like when you're,
but yeah,
when you're just fit overall, you're gonna be able to do cheer. Come on.
Yeah, and it was fun, and I actually did it, and I made it, and then every time I feel like I did something, if I made it like that, like that situation, then I embraced it, and then I like would try to work on that craft or whatever it was that I was doing. So I felt like I actually became a really good cheerleader by the end, when I was graduating. It was cool.
What year did you start?
Freshman year, yeah. Freshman year? They didn't do it for middle school.
Okay.
So that's different now. A lot of places they have cheer in middle school, or like, sports and stuff. I feel like...
For sure, sports.
But in middle school, like when I was in middle school or elementary, there was no like soccer team, cheer team. A lot of my students are involved, and they're like on cheer and soccer or basketball, and it for me, I don't know about you, but I thought that stuff started in high school.
Yeah.
If you did it in elementary or middle school, it was like AYSO or outside sports,
Yeah. Like
not through your school. Yeah. Like, and now they have it in your school, which I think is really cool for the kids.
When I was coming up in middle school, they had some, but it was like flag football.
Right. Like,
like it wasn't like
when
regular
you guys did
football.
Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Broncos. Football.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Yeah. But they didn't have football like that at your school, right? Like,
nah.
you know what I mean? Savio, they don't have
it's high
sports,
school.
like,
They keep it for high school.
So that's cool because I think that's different. They have actual, like, teams now in elementary at the school.
Yeah, you're right.
From what I can, like, what I think I know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my kids are on teams and stuff. I say my kids, sounds like I have kids, but.
Hey, when you're teaching kids, they do become your kids.
You know, because Corey.
Yeah, because she says that all the time about her kids.
Yeah.
See, I just said it right now.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to you too, girl. You're killing it as a mom. She's
the best. Yeah. Shout out to Cody.
And she was amazing on your podcast. I told
you
that.
I wanna
Did you tell her I said that?
I'm gonna have to. Well, she'll know now. But I want to have an episode just me and her, like, without babies, so that we could go in. Because me and her, like, we'd be cracking up. Like, just about everything. And, like, it would be a good episode to have. Yeah. For sure. That's gonna be in the future. So.
For sure.
We talked about that after the last episode. After that last one.
You got so mad. It was so funny.
I wasn't mad.
Frustrated. Or bummed, huh?
I was bummed because I knew, like, how good she was in the first one. I was like, why can't you do that with me?
All the time.
But
kids are so unpredictable. You never know.
It makes sense. Cody, like, when baby gets home, or when Cody gets home from work, baby changes. Yeah. She's like, Chichita, Chichita, you know what I'm saying? So
that was so funny when you told me she does that.
Dude, all the time.
So cute.
All the time. That's her. She'll say that when I'm hugging Cody. Like, she's a little jealous baby. I didn't know babies can get jealous like that.
It's the cutest thing.
I mean, my dad said I used to get like that too, so I was like, hey, she's probably just
like her dad.
Just like me. But talk to me about Mosaic.
Oh, shit.
I remember them days, boy.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Mosaic, dude. What was that
like for you? You know
what's
funny? I had an interview, like, last week. And
they asked about it.
Yes.
Were you like...
I was so caught off because this interview was supposed to be about what I'm doing now and everything. And then this girl, I think she was Brazilian. It was like a Brazilian interview. Oh, no. She was from Spain. So her English was a little bit, you know, like, she's working on it.
Yeah.
Just like I get a little pocha with my Spanish. But I was trying to help her, you know. I was, like, speaking to her in Spanish, too, and stuff. But she threw out Mosaic, and I was like, whoa. Like, she started talking about a song that we did and how it was, like, making that song or whatever. But Mosaic was a group that I think I started in that group when I was 17. I think it was 17 years old. And it was crazy because my uncle, our uncle, John, he's always been into this industry and, like, the entertainment business and everything. And his stepdaughter is also a dancer, and her and some friends, I don't even know how it started. I can't remember. I feel like they wanted to do a talent show or something, and they created, like, a girl group. Did you know this?
I know, I didn't. Like, that's why I was curious.
So it started like that, and then John...
So it started with Shay and her friends?
Like, some friends. And then they, like... I think he just tried starting to have them sing, but they weren't obviously singers at first.
They were dancers,
and then they were just mostly dancers. And so I would choreograph for them. He asked me if I could choreograph for them. And I was like, okay, like, what's up? Let's do it. And then it became like, oh, what if we made this a girl group or something, like, for singing? So then he started to, I think he had his first set of auditions at Bosco. And then he asked me to be there.
He had auditions at Bosco.
Right? But he had them and, like, had her friends come or something. I don't even know how he got people there,
dude,
to be
he
honest.
Always does.
He figures it out. And so he asked me to be there so I can, like, teach the choreography for the audition, right? Like, to make it a legit thing. So I did that, and then we had a bunch of girls try out. And then he picked a group, and then at the end of that audition, actually, he asked me if I wanted to be in the group. And I was like, what? Like, that's when I was just starting, like, figuring out that I actually really enjoyed singing. But, like, I still wasn't good. I wouldn't say I was a good singer. I just liked singing. And I was around it my whole life. So I was like, okay. Like, it was weird. Like, I was into it, but then I was kind of like, it's just for fun, you know? Whatever.
For sure.
And then it became, like, something. And that's just how it started. And then we got Juice involved eventually. Like, it evolved for sure. Like, it took a few years.
I forget Justice was
in Mosaic for a little bit. And then we were, like, reverse Black Eyed Peas. We actually did a lot. Though. We actually did a lot. It was really cool. We made a lot of good music. And actually, the producer we worked with for Mosaic, the first producer we ever worked with, his name was Alex Cantrell. And his daughter, Kylie, she's like a huge sensation on Disney and Nickelodeon now. Like, she's actually really, like, known, and she's big on TikTok. And we might be doing a tour with her this summer. Like, I might be going on tour with her. And she's also a badass dancer. And she can sing her butt off. But when I knew her and I first met her, because it was through her dad, she was little. And now she's, like, looks beautiful, you know? She's, like, grown. And I was like, dang, what a small world. Because we're going to work with him again.
That's tight. It always happens like that. Like,
yeah.
You know, building, you know, working with someone.
Connections. Like, John's good at that. That's
a lot
what
of times, yeah, like, it's not as, like, you know, direct as you think. It's more like you meet someone and then something happens way later down the line. Way later, yeah. When things have already, like, taken its time.
And then you're like, wait, I think I know somebody with this, you know, like, that's into this or whatever the situation is. And then you reconnect and it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's literally all that my career's been, is, like, through people, like, just, you know, who liked our relationship or they, like, vibed with us or whatever. And I say us, like, John and I, you know, and, like, our connection. And so, I think, you know.
Hell yeah. The Mosaic was a cool time. I remember.
It was funny. It was funny at times. Like, people would make fun of us, not gonna lie. You go through it, you know, with whatever you do, and in the beginning stages especially, but I feel like it helped so much. Everything I've gone through.
Everything, like, that we do, it brings us to where we are now today. And, like, that was just a stepping stone for you guys. Especially you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, now you have it on your resume. Yeah, I've worked in a group. You know what I'm saying? You know what it's kind of like. Yeah. So, like, it's pretty tight. It's good resume. It's good for your resume.
There is this one thing we did as Mosaic, and it was a non-bullying campaign for elementary schools and middle schools all around the world. Like, literally. So they came and they filmed a bunch of stuff, and then they had this, like, you know when you would have, like, assemblies? You know? Assemblies or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And the auditoriums or whatever. So I had a kid come in the other day, and she was like, Miss Jazmine, guess what? I was at an assembly at my school today, and I saw you in a group, and you guys were singing and talking about bullying and stuff. And I was like, no way. They're still playing that video.
They're still playing?
Yes. Bruh. I was like, what?
Bruh, that's crazy.
It's cool. It's on our YouTube.
They capitalized off of that one.
For real, I know. I'm like, damn, but...
They literally they're still using it to this day, dog.
Yes, I was tripping.
Hey, let's hit them up and run back the check, baby.
Right? I know, that video's on YouTube, too, so you guys can check it out. Oh, it's pretty funny. But it's actually cool.
That's tight.
Because, you know, that is another thing I will say. Like, everything I've done, I've gone through a lot of stuff. Like, you know, you get hate. Like, it just happens. People would make fun of it, think it was a joke, or, like, we're, like, stupid about doing it or whatever. And Juice went through this, too, because I know that messed with him a lot. But it happens, and I don't care what anyone says. Like, I did it, and they didn't. So, whatever, you know. And it did help me. It helped me a lot. It helped me grow with my singing, my STEM, whatever, like in many, many ways.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm grateful for that time of my life that I did Mosaic, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hate is like a funky thing because it's like you have to be able to just like brush it off. Like, especially if you're like following something that's creative. Like, to me, it's kind of like it's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're going in on something.
For sure.
Like, if you don't get any, like, at least a little bit of hate, I feel like you're not doing it hard enough.
Right.
Like, you're not going in enough.
And so low-key, like, when you start anything, sometimes it's gonna be bad. Like, you know, you're not always gonna be perfect or sound good or, like, whatever. You gotta figure it out. But that's what makes you figure it out and then be better.
For sure.
And, like, you know, perfect your craft more.
For sure. You gotta turn all that hate into motivation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just keep going.
It like, still is the motivation, you know?
Hell yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Alright, and we are back. We are back from our quick break. So I wanted to ask you, we touched on a little bit of your dancing and your background with cheer and everything. What has that like turned into now? Because now you're going like the full artist route. Like, how is that for you?
Solo dolo.
Yeah, how is it?
At first, when I first started being solo, quote unquote, it was really hard because I was actually singing with Juice for a little bit. Juice is my brother, our cousin, his cousin.
Yeah, our
and
cousin. Yep.
we were doing like a duo thing for a minute, and that was really cool because again, since Mosaic, I was like still new to the whole like, you know, industry and just being an artist in general. And so I always felt comfortable not being alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a group too, and then like the group just kind of like ended up doing their own thing. And 2 people from the group are now parents, you know. Well,
For
3
sure.
because Juice. So
For
like
sure.
everybody just didn't have that vision for their future, I think. And Juice and I did. And then so we continued to do it, and we were together for a little bit, and then Justice was like, you know what, sis, this isn't my thing. Like, I want to do my own thing. And then I was like, okay. And low-key, I'm grateful for that because it pushed me to do my own thing. And now we're both doing our own thing, and it's like I'm comfortable, and I feel like I finally starting, like, and even now I'm finally just starting to figure out my sound, my vibe, and who I am as an artist. Which is crazy because, like, a lot of people I see on podcasts and artists that I look up to, they're still figuring it out, too. Like, you're just always going to keep evolving and figuring it out. And I think now, all the music I'm doing right now, I can confidently say that I love it. And I fuck with it. And it's just something I would just listen to. And that's always been my dream, to have music that I can enjoy myself and that I feel my friends would enjoy, my family. And it's just more me, you know?
Yeah.
And so I like that, and that's what's really cool about being solo now.
That's tight.
And I just released a single, La Lumbre, and
hey,
the
go
video.
Check it out.
Go check it out. Shout out.
Shout out.
The plug. And
No,
the video came out yesterday. Well,
oh, no way.
Yesterday
Nice.
of today. I don't know when is this coming out? Next week?
Next Wednesday. Yeah.
So last week my video came out. Go check it out.
La Lumbre, right?
La Lumbre. And we've been doing a lot, you know, like I have a lot going on and hopefully a lot to come. It's always scary in this industry because you never know what's next, and that's kind of how it works. You're just told last minute, hey, you got some show next week, or hey, you got an interview, and the more the better because, you know, I'm just ready to work. I just want to be busy. I like it.
No, that's good. I'm glad that you're like doing what you love now. Like, as far as like your own music and everything, like I can hear it in the music, like your recent songs, like I'm like, yeah,
it's getting better.
Getting in her comfort zone.
Yeah,
she's gonna be like,
and even if
time.
It's not the best, all I ever ask and pray, like honestly, is that it continues to get better. You know, you never want to stay stagnant or just, I don't know, get in this funk. I just want it to keep getting better and better and better and just like grow, you know?
Yeah, and you're doing it. You're doing it.
I'm trying.
I'm loving it. I'm loving all the videos you're dropping. Like you guys got to go check her catalog out because she's got like a bunch of, they're called volumetric, right? Mm-hmm. Volumetric videos.
We're working
so it's
with
like
all that new technology.
some like 3D stuff. That last one, La Lumbre, you had like pyramids in the background. I was like, yeah, that's tight.
The Mayan pyramids. It's pretty cool because although I'm still getting used to it myself, working with that new technology and having videos that are not like the norm, you know, I still get on my managers about it and my team because personally, I like the real videos. I think that's dope. Mm-hmm. It shows you as an artist and it's like really you. Mm-hmm. Although these other videos are really me, it's just I'm in front of a green screen. So I have the creative to like the power to like create what I'm in or what atmosphere I want to be in or whatever. Yeah, but that leaves it open to so much, you know? So sometimes that could be hard because you're like, dude, I can do literally anything. So what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
It's kind of makes it a little bit harder or like more of a challenge, but it's really cool. The volumetric stuff, it's just so, I think, new that like a lot of people don't know yet, like what it is. So they're like, you know, like, what's that? You don't even look like a real person. And I'm like, because it's me, but it's like a volumetric version of me.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon.
Yeah, it looks like a cartoon or an animation or like, you know? Yeah. It's cool, but it's
like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And it's good because you're putting stuff out, like, and you're not stopping.
Yeah, and
like,
it's still content.
Yeah, that's what matters at the end of the day. Like being perfect all the time, like it's tiring. You gotta just sometimes just be like, yo, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Share real life, because it can get tiring. but those volumetrics are tight because it's like a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Other than just what we see all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
But I see what you're saying, though. Because you're, like, let's see. What was that other song? The song that you did with that one that you had Colton in? What was that?
Music video? Yeah, You Wanna Go.
That
video is dope.
Too.
Yeah.
You know
and we
saying?
still throw in, like, real legit videos here and there. And I say legit as in, like, just live videos, you know what I mean? Actual, like, OG music videos, I would say.
Yeah.
We still throw those in there here and there, which is really cool because, like I said, that's still my fave, I think, out of all of them. I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting used to, like, the futuristic stuff and, like, whatever. Yeah. I love it, though. It's dope. And I think that's what the world's coming to, low-key. Like,
it is with all
and
this,
artists and stuff, they're coming out with their own volumetric stuff. Like, I saw Justin Bieber come out with some stuff like that, you know? Like,
for sure.
It's slowly getting there, but I think we're a little bit ahead of it. So, like, whenever that's the case, it's a little hard because it's a transitional period.
Dude, talking about fucking being ahead.
Yeah.
You were ahead of, like, TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, you were, like, fucking being seen on the streets, and, like, little girls were like, Jazmine! I remember, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
That was when the Musical.ly days were
was
here.
it Musical.ly?
Musical.ly.
Oh, it wasn't TikTok.
It was Musical.ly before TikTok. And TikTok
Oh.
bought Musical.ly out. That's what happened.
No shit.
That transitional, like, period of the app being bought out and, like, the fan base of it transitioning to TikTok, at first a lot of people fell off. Like, they were pissed that, you know, it became something different because Musical.ly was so big. It was like TikTok is now. So a lot of people, including the creators, were like, what the fuck is this, you know? Like, and so I kind of took a break low-key from social media. Plus, I was in a very, very public relationship, and that's kind of like what I built my empire around. And we ended up not working out. You know, I just wasn't going to fake it till I made it, and I wasn't in love, and I didn't want to hurt him. And he was a great person. Like, I loved him as a person. I just wasn't in love with him, and I didn't think... I'm just not a fake person, and I couldn't do it just to make money. Oh, you know, let's do it for, like, views and checks and, like, the fans. No, it's not about that. Like, I want to be real always. And so...
It's good that you did that.
Yeah. And it messed everything up for me for a little bit, and it was hard, you know, and I felt like a lot of people I let down. That's how it feels when you have people that, like, look up to you or they, like, cling on to what you're doing, you know, because that's all they know. And so it was a little bit of, like, a culture shock for me, and then I was like, you know, I need to take a break from everything. And then that's when I really just did music, and then now I'm back and I'm doing TikTok. And TikTok is... It's pretty much the same thing, but it's a little different just because it's TikTok, and now our generation, it's just crazy. Like, they have social media all around. They all have phones at super young ages, and it's just like, it's something
it's next level.
I'm glad we didn't have it, low-key. I'm glad.
It's pretty wild. Like, I even catch myself sometimes, like, just being online too much, and it's like, man,
same.
like, I need to take a break from this, because...
It could get crazy.
You start comparing yourself to every little thing that you see on there, and it's like, at what cost? At the cost of, like, you. Like, you're not going to feel good, like, because you're going to be comparing yourself to other things that you see constantly.
All the time,
You know, like, we're bombarded with info on that app.
Yeah.
Whereas before, what was it, YouTube? We had to go on a computer to go watch a YouTube video?
Yeah. It was crazy.
It trips me out when I think about that, how things have changed, like, the social media, like, and how things have been so, like...
Yeah, it literally runs the world now, I feel.
And it's, like, just... Now we're down to, like, 10-second reels. Like, that's the only thing that people will look at.
Yeah.
And it's, like, for what? Like, what's happening to us?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, I feel like we got to do something better with, like, our content and shit. And I feel like that's the reason why I got into podcasting, because I was like, I have way too much to say, and there's not enough, like, time, I guess, to say it because of the way that these social media platforms are turning.
Yeah, and everyone's attention span and everything. But there are that group of people that will sit and watch podcasts and listen.
Oh, for sure. Because I'm one of those.
Yeah,
I'm one of
same.
those. So I know there's other people out there that are like that. So that's another reason why, too, obviously. There's multiple reasons. But, yeah, it's good. it's crazy though that you were like so big on that app.
It was
like
crazy.
before TikTok
Even
was
the
even a
feeling,
thing. Like
yeah.
because Musically was like running with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and like the youth knew who you were. Like
It was
like
crazy.
schools, like kids would ask for your signature. I was like, yo, that's
Anytime
so cool.
I went anywhere, like I couldn't even just go to the laundromat. I remember going to the laundromat and I was bumming it hard, okay, J-Bone? And I'm just in there trying to do my laundry because, like, you know, as poor folks, we didn't have no laundry in our house. And so me and my mom and I think Justice was with us, and we're just in there, and these girls just like freaking out, like, oh my God, she's in here doing our laundry, you know? And then they like came up to me, but that was the stuff that like I was like I love that I can make someone happy. That was crazy, like the craziest feeling. But then you do feel a pressure, like I need to always be perfect, or I need to be a great example, and I need to get it right the first time I try anything, and that was a lot of pressure. So I think that break was cool, but I definitely miss like, you know, being able to influence the youth and like help them with their bad days. Like those kids, you know, like they could have had the shittiest day, and then they saw me and they were so excited, and I was like, hell yeah, like let me make your day. I always took a picture with everybody who asked for one. I always try to talk to them or follow them back on whatever, like if they asked, you know.
That's why you were like their favorite, dude, because they saw that, and then once, you know, they saw you in person and you did that, it's over.
It was a cool feeling.
That's honestly like, that's just being a human being, you know what I mean? Being real. Like a lot of the times, like we can get caught up in our own, you know, thoughts, and when someone can bring us out of those thoughts and just like for example, if someone said, yo, I watched your podcast, I'm gonna be like, dude, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, thanks for listening to me. Cause
it's like the best feeling ever. Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think, just to finish this off at this point, I think it's like something to do with like our community. Because whenever I'm in community, like with other people, I leave and I'm like, man, like I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel good.
You surround yourself with people that are like in the same vibe. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
or hustling the same as you, or like, you know. Yeah.
And the way that we be going nowadays, we're just solo all the time.
Yeah.
We got to take care of our, you know, got to work solo. You got to, you know, live your life solo. And
make ends meet.
And it's, I mean, I got all respect to people who are solo, like, you know, living their life, and even solo parents, you know, stuff like that. It's just like, man, there's something about being in community and just really like connecting with other people. You know what I'm saying? I
agree.
I feel like we're going toward that way again. I mean, COVID obviously messed that up heavy.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't, like, obviously. But it's like, to now where we're at, and like the way, I feel like our culture is going more toward podcasts and like talking to each other. Whereas before we weren't doing that.
No.
We weren't like having conversations, you know, like, I feel like that was diminishing a lot more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of happy that podcasts are like, you know, becoming
it's
more
like
popular.
more popular now. Yeah, I agree.
So definitely excited for your future, like everything that you do with music, and I'm just, you know, everyone go check her out on social medias. What's your social media platform? Any shout outs as well?
Yeah, usually everything is just Jazmine Lucero, but it's Jazmine with the Z, because everybody spells Jasmine differently. Yeah. Jazmine.
That's a tight name too, Jazmine.
Thank you. And yeah, so you can just check everything out there. And then I have a Hawmie page. That's where you can find all my merch and all my music, videos, and everything. I just released some NFTs recently, so you guys, if you're into that stuff, you guys can go check out my collection. I literally worked hard on it. I had meetings like every week for like months, and my team killed it. They created what I wanted. It's pretty cool. It's anime, kind of, like anime versions of me, and like I legit took the poses, like pictures on my own, sent it to them. I'm like, create this. I want this. This is me. And it's fun. Yeah. It's really cool.
I want to check those out. I want to look at those.
It's really fun, and everything I'm doing, it's, you know, it's awesome. I love it. I'm grateful for all the opportunities, and I'm excited for the future because I'm really going to try to hit it hard, you know. and make something happen.
I know you will, dude. I know
Yeah.
you will, because us Lucero.
And it's hard. Sometimes you do things and you're out of your comfort zone. Like I have a little radio performance that I'm doing for Cal State Fullerton.
Nice.
On their radio, I don't know, Titans Radio or something it's called, and it's on March 24th, and I'll be performing 4 songs acoustically. I always get nervous for that, but, you know, I've been practicing, and I think I'll be okay.
Tight. So is it gonna be like over there? Can you pull up and everything? It's
I
a
think
show, or is it like
I think it's like this, where like they're gonna film it and you can either watch live or
maybe.
after. Like they have like a channel for that.
Tight.
But it'll be really cool. The soundstage looks dope. It's like super professionally done. Tight. And then the sound is awesome. So that's why I'm nervous too. I'm like, dang, I need to be on point.
Yeah.
And then Alejandro, I don't know if you know him. He was in Juice's group.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Leandro.
Yeah, Leo.
That's probably why you know him. He's playing guitar for me, so
Sick.
we're gonna be practicing soon. And he's actually done that with me on a live that I had recently, where I did acoustic songs. So he's really been a big help for me in my career right now.
Hell yeah.
Because he's good at his guitar skills and everything, and I appreciate him doing that. So shout out Leo.
Yeah.
Ale.
Yeah, shout out Leo.
Yeah,
I haven't
so-
seen Homeboy in a minute.
Yeah, so he'll be there with me, and that's the most recent thing coming. But
Oh, yeah.
check everything out. And make sure you tell your friends about this podcast.
Hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. Tell all the
Tell the
homies.
homies.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thanks for tapping in with this week. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.